Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And on Skype,
Bloodaxe.
Mr. Bloodaxe.
It is the Mr. Bloodaxe.
What's that call tag? What's that call number?
TK74676. You can find it first out there.
All right, let's see. Let's get started. This was something you brought up. It's a little old, but it also has recently been talked about quite a good bit.
At,
What's that?
Well, also we got to talk about what it points at, though. There's the amount of partnership. That's the second one. When you decide to do a screenshot.
Well, just talk about it, man.
All right, so
this was your topic.
Resident Evil Dead by Daylight, as you know, is a 4v1 game where you play a killer trying to kill 4 survivors who are trying to escape. Interestingly, they occasionally get licenses from franchises. Like they got Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. They've got Freddy Krueger from the terrible Freddy Krueger reboot. They've got Leatherface, the original OG type Leatherface, because, you know, they're not totally idiots. They realize how bad idea it is to get the crappy new one. And an interesting thing is that Capcom has been doing several partnerships. They have Nemesis that was previously put out with Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine and what's the other dude's name from Resident Evil 4? I always forget his name, but there's people out there screaming it. But yeah, they had these characters. Well, they recently did another one where they introduced the classic villain Wesker as a killer, and they have Ada Wong and Rebecca. They also did visual upgrades for Jill to look like her better model because she looked fugly before. So they did new models on it, and it's pretty cool. It's Ouroboros, Resident Evil 6, Wesker. Show them with the shades off near the end. That was pretty cool. The end, other direction. There we go. And he's awesome. He's got fully voiced lines. And what this really caught me is on top of being a popular killer who's doing really well, it's the fact that Capcom keeps allowing these very big, you know, franchise characters into this game, which is pretty cool. Like, will we start to see Wesker in other material? Will we see Chris? Will we start to see more crossovers? Will we see other Capcom franchises? I mean, at this point, they've done so much Resident Evil. Mm-hmm. They own a few other horror franchises, I believe. I'm getting old, having trouble remembering, but I know they own a few others.
Yeah.
So this has been a pretty cool thing, and it implies that Capcom is finally starting to collaborate.
Well, I mean,
because remember how many games we've been wanting to see characters again, and Capcom threw them in the closet, and just you've been going, where's Mega Man? Where's these characters? Well, we're starting to see repeated crossovers that may be. Plus, here's the key part: notice that Wesker? That's the freaking Wesker we know.
Yeah,
that's the Wesker we all know. Doesn't that guy look familiar to you, Bloodaxe? Yeah, that's the Wesker we know. It's not Blade. You know what I'm saying? It's not some weird reboot nonsense. It's freaking characters we recognize. You know, they didn't turn Rebecca into a sassy black girl. You know what I'm saying? It's like friggin' they kept the characters as they should be, as we remember them, because what's the point if you don't even recognize the character?
I will say, Capcom is one of the companies we haven't heard a lot from lately. I mean, we've been hearing a lot from the game industry, but Capcom has been sort of the more quiet one. I mean,
Resident Evil is Capcom, right? I didn't get that mixed up.
Yeah. I mean, Square Enix has been in the news left and right. You know, because they're talking about going more Eastern instead of, you know, they're the ones that are trying to get away from Western. Capcom,
I don't blame them. Western culture sucks right now.
Capcom is apparently starting to partner with more people, and I mean that's great because I mean there are a lot of Capcom characters out there that we do.
By the way, Leon, that's his name. Leon was the other guy. Go ahead.
The Capcom owns a lot of IP. That will be great to see more of. So
much agreed. So getting to see, I mean, they have The Ring. They had Sadako from The Ring on there recently was added. They got the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. So they've been getting some pretty cool licenses, and it revitalized the game because the streamers get sick of it, then they go get a really cool license, and they've been aggressively putting them out. The last few came out back to back. It was like The Ring, a original monster, and then Wesker. Like they are pounding them out.
Make sure we weren't wrong. It is.
Yeah, it's Capcom. So like Biohazard as it's known in Japan, but Resident Evil over here. It's really cool to see these traditional villains coming back. It's really cool to see.
If we can ever get that Street Fighter Tekken
Tekken versus Street Fighter. Say it in the right order. We got Street Fighter versus Tekken. We want Tekken versus Street Fighter. Maybe that's what we're getting ready from the thing we said earlier. Maybe that's it. Get ready. You just see a Kuma in the background. That'd be awesome.
We'll talk about that here in a sec. So.
All right. But they have Dragon's Dogma, Shura's Wrath. They have a lot of franchises. Oh, Dead Rising. See? Dead Rising would fit. You're a Dead Rising with Frank in the mall.
Devil May Cry.
Virgil as a villain? Huh. That could be interesting if they did Virgil. That'd be the only villain that's iconic enough to pull. Yeah, you couldn't play as Dante. Dante ain't running from shit. He can't be a survivor. You'd be like, Dante should turn around and fucking shake. The dude with chainsaw comes in Dante. Dante just turns around. So, like, you need mortals for your survivors. True. But Frank would work. Frank as a photographer would work, interestingly, as a survivor. So they've got more characters they could put in. I don't know if Bloodaxe has any ideas for what they could do next. We'll jump to him. Like, what do you think would be another interesting thing to put into that concept of 4 survivors versus a killer?
Well, I don't even know what all of the killers that they have out there. But I think that from a survivor perspective, it actually might be fun to bring in some of the characters that we played in Dead Island. Because those were some pretty cool survivors. We had a lot of fun playing those.
I know
my oldest son, he played a lot of Dying Light, and we spent a lot of money on DLC and getting extra characters and stuff. So yeah, you're right. There is an audience out there of gamers, but I mean, you have to have your classic ones. You said there was Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, and
they don't have Jason. There's a licensing issue there. They've been trying.
What about Michael Myers?
Yes, they have Michael Myers. They have Pinhead and Pyramid Head. They got a pretty good assortment.
They have the Demogorgon.
Yep, from Stranger Things. So they got a good going. People have been wanting Wishmaster. I liked Wishmaster and would love to see that.
That would be interesting.
They have Ghostface. Hold on, let me give you these. They got Ghostface. From Scream,
movie.
they've got the pig. They've got the from Jigsaw. They've got the wearing a pig mask. You actually put the traps, the shotgun bear trap on people's heads, and if they don't get it off, it kills them. So they've got a lot of good horror licenses, man. They've been doing great.
I mean, if you've already got the Demogorgon, if you really wanted to bring a lot of attention to it, bring in Vecna from Stranger Things.
You can't get they had a licensing issue with that. I don't know what kind of hissy fit Netflix threw, but they had trouble with that. You may not even be able to get the Demogorgon anymore if you don't already own it. That actually was frustrating that like something went down with Netflix. So we probably won't see any more Stranger Things. This is unfortunate. That's
unfortunate. But I mean, if you really, really want to go old school with it, bring in
yeah, remember Calls on the TV 7 days? Oh, go ahead, sorry. Yes, all the things I said, he's seeing again because he doesn't listen to me. So he's just like, hey, look, it's the ring. I'm like, yeah, I said that twice. Yeah.
But if you really wanted to bring in a supernatural but classic audience, bring in Gozer.
That would be that's wild. Ghostbusters with no packs. Ooh, you know what? I can't believe you didn't say it. I beat you. No, it's your fault.
And
Supernatural.
The survivors would be the Ghostbusters.
They should do Supernatural, man. They could definitely do the survivors, the brothers from Supernatural.
Well, they could definitely do the brothers from Supernatural. From a villain perspective,
I don't know about a villain.
There's not. I mean, Crowley was pretty popular. Lucifer was pretty popular.
They have Ash from Evil Dead, by the way, as a survivor.
Oh, do they? That's pretty cool.
With Bruce Campbell voicing lines, yes.
But yeah, I mean, bringing in, but I would seriously doubt that the CW would allow them to bring in Sam and Dean from Supernatural Survivors.
How much would they want? Yeah, they want too much money.
I would download and play as Sam and Dean.
Oh yeah, dude! If they got Pennywise, that's the one they've been begging for a long time, and I'd play as Pennywise the Clown. And yes, you know what? They do have alternate skins. Have Tim Curry and the new one. Have both skins for Pennywise. That would be awesome. Especially if they change the voice lines. Because let me tell you why. They have Pinhead and they have the Chatterer, the other Cenobite, and the Chatterer makes different sounds from Pinhead. So they have altered voice lines before. So they had some Tim Curry lines and Tim Curry Pennywise and Scarsbro Pennywise. That would be awesome. Because it's on, by the way, it is on Game Pass, so we can download it. It's free on Game Pass, so I don't know if the extra characters are, but I might download it and buy Pennywise just to chase people as Pennywise the Clown.
Yeah, the DLC you got to pay for, but if they would have been smart before Disney acquired Fox, I think my favorite survivor would actually be Ellen Ripley. But they'll never pry that away from
and
Disney.
A Xenomorph. Oh, man, a Xenomorph hunter. Heck, a Predator hunter. They could get into sci-fi, man. That'd be pretty cool, yeah. It actually could turn invisible. They already have an enemy that turns invisible, but they've had repeats because they've got multiple characters that teleport. That's fun. You got me actually kind of hyped up for more. So a game that I watch a lot of, I watch True Talent. I watch Dowsy and other people playing it. I watch Red Gaming. I watch Dead. These are all streamers that play it. And it's fun to watch my favorite killers. Just to see people hunt somebody and hear Pinhead talking about what a waste of good suffering, or you opened the box, I came. Yeah, it's awesome to hear these dialogues, especially for the known characters. I'm always watching the ones I know. I'm watching Sudoku and Kruger, and obviously I've been watching a lot of Wesker. So they managed this game format, which is kind of tired, has been getting amazing influx due to these partnerships. And if they can get Capcom to give up, because they are making Resident Evil games. It's not like Resident Evil's dead. They've been rebooting. They got a Resident Evil 4 coming out, or new again. So this is an active franchise. I want to see them get others. So I like your suggestions. That'd be cool to see Ghostbusters. I never thought of that, but that's wild to see Gozer and then see them going, actually have lines where I wish I had my dang proton pack. I can see them complaining as they're running around without the pack and just this is bull.